So much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with a COSM technicals, raw price action, and statistical thread of analysis on this Thursday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, guys, so COSM is actually making that test that we were looking for yesterday. Okay, we talked about the potential of coming back down to the current support that we've used several times before a massive upside. Okay, yes, I know you might be thinking about this bottom support here, but we already got that support touch and we already made that upside move. The support touch that I'm talking about here is particular to this range here. Notice that we use this range for a bounce to the upside here. Right over here, another bounce to the upside. We have used this as a valid area of resistance as well. Succeeding upside of this support has led to another upside move, and we have now recently used it as some resistance touches. Okay, so this is just kind of to remind retail what we've talked about, right? So it's just a kind of an update, right? So this is very good. I understand that we actually have this spinning top doji here. It's no problem. It's no problem whatsoever. It's just the point is here is that we closed with a green candle, all right, guys? So that makes it a pretty good psychological beat. Let's move on to the next chart and see what we have. So this is in reference to the 5-day volatility versus momentum backtest. The reason why I'm bringing this up, guys, is because tomorrow we are going to get the effects of what that 5-day closure did, this candle here, okay, you guys? So tomorrow we're likely going to see a continuation here on both the EMA 3 and the SMA 14 pivoted towards the upside. Okay, so this is actually something that may get us to continue on to an upside move. And this, please notice that the volatility is now making a cross above that 14-day simple moving average, which is indicative of a continuation to the upside when we continue getting this volatility. All right, guys, so it's no problem, guys. I understand that we are actually just getting a little bit of low service right now, but it's okay, all right? I'm just going to continue recording here for you guys, okay? Just keep it open, keep it there, all right, you guys? So let's go ahead and move on to the next chart. Actually, no. Let me just validate real quick what that 5-day criteria was in the first place, okay? So we are looking at any time that volatility has expanded into critical contraction, 90 percentile, and then we've actually gotten that contraction phase to the downside. We have noticed when we pair with stochastic momentum to the upside, we have noticed a pretty significant move to the upside. Okay, so out of the 5-day chart, I have taken note of every single iteration where that has happened throughout the entire trading history of it. Okay, so what we are looking for here, just to make it abundantly clear and make it deliberately clear, that what we are looking at here is actually an upside thrust from the opening of the candle to the wick high of the range. Okay, so anytime that we have expanded to contracted, okay, you guys, so that's going to be the duration of the iteration, the upside thrust, and the amount of times that the iterations have guessed the upside correctly versus incorrectly. Okay, you guys, so what that means for us, and it's not going to be like this forever, but please notice that we have 6 out of 6 iterations guessing that upside correctly, giving us a 100% upside accuracy, which is absolutely absurd, okay? We now have the average upside thrust of a massive 162.05% over the span of about 116 days. I hate even saying that because it's just an average, right? Please remember, first and foremost, that these are statistical metrics. They are not certainties, okay, you guys? So with that respect, we have an upside target to potentially look at, and that could be around $8.16. Just know that it's a statistic, okay? Our average range is to land within this area here, okay, you guys? And then we will see what's up. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the following chart and see what we have, okay, you guys? So please now notice that we're still getting an upside here on that 3-day exponential moving average, which would mean or would be indicative of getting a correction from this 14-day simple to the upside, okay? This volatility versus momentum backtest is very different. This one is actually taking into consideration a critical contraction to expansion alongside an upside pivot with stochastic momentum. Okay, you guys? So what that means is that there is a high potential that we can actually start expanding to the upside and thus pressuring this the exponential moving average 3 period and the 14 period to the upside. Okay, you guys, that gives us a 206% upside thrust with a 66% probability. So this is not bad whatsoever. Okay, you guys. So I want to just point it out right now because it's still in relevance. Okay, a little bit of weakness being shown here, but it's still relevant. Okay, but the signal is essentially trying to mature, but it's very much getting started just in volatility, right? So now let's move on to the next chart and see what we have in order for us to get some potential upside targets, right? So based on the reversion variant on the 8-hour, we actually got that touch right back down to the mean, and we closed almost right at it, right? 338 close with a 336 mean. This is the importance of using the range of volatility bands, right? So now let's go ahead and move on to the last part of the analysis, and it is going to be the RSI, right? So 30-minute immediate short-term time frame RSI suggesting a continuation to the downside. Remember, it's likely to live out pretty fast. Where it's starting to get very interesting is here, though. Check out the 4-hour finding a support from that 14-day simple. Okay, there could be right here a support touch before a continuation onto the upside. And notice now that we have that 8-hour suggesting an upside from that gravitational zone, which would be indicative, and it actually would be indicative of a support touch on the 4-hour before a bounce, right? So a little bit of consolidation here on the daily, same situation with a buy daily, and this is very important for us to consider in tomorrow's closure, okay, meaning the 5-day, okay? So we're going to see the effects of this tomorrow. We are well within the gravitational zone and upside of the 14-day simple. So I'm very curious to see what this did in the coming day. Okay, you guys, so we'll just go ahead and take a look at that. Please remember, guys, that I still am offering a couple seats left for the ARC Masters Trading Course. Find the email in the description below, and we'll get you enrolled. Okay, you guys. But and first and foremost, remember that I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any of these assets whatsoever. Okay, you guys, I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be just fine. All right, you guys. So yes, we still are looking for an upside coming in for COSM. Very likely for us to actually find a support touch to the downside at around, very discretionary here, right? So we can find that support touch at around this range here, 332 to about 326 before a continuation on to the upside. Okay, you guys? So with that said, I wish you well, a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.